Harrison on Bay Health here at Bay FM, and it's 24 past 11.
Cool. So we were chatting just before the break about hypnotherapy. So you've got a 3-session process you do.
Yes. So it's called the Richard's Trauma Process, and what it does is it's letting go of your baggage,
Right.
but really gently, effectively, and that's what I love about the process, because I feel that a lot of what we've been taught and what is out there, it isn't getting to the root of the problem. Why do you still have to continue to go for sessions for weeks, months, years?
Yeah.
So this process, when you have stress, anxiety, depression, addiction, PTSD, they are symptoms. You have to get to the roots. You clear those roots out, your symptoms will go.
Beautiful.
And that's what this process does, very elegantly and so effectively. And the results, I mean, you can just look on my website as to the testimonials. I'm very passionate about it because people are getting results.
Yeah.
You know.
So what sort of people come to you for that process, or do they more come to you for counselling and then you discuss it with them and then they tend to choose the hypnotherapy?
They come in because they've reached crisis, the panic attacks, the depression, the stress.
Yeah.
A lot of the symptoms are that push. They're just hypervigilant. They can never just be. Sit and have a cup of tea and watch a bird on a branch. Absolutely not. I've got to keep my house perfect. I've got to keep everything in line. I've got to go, push. Can't stop. It's being able to drop that, because what's under all of it, it is a feeling of I'm not safe.
Inadequacy as well, perhaps?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
but that feeling of I'm not safe is
the old fight and flight.
I think we know a lot of people like that obsessive behaviour.
Huge.
Yeah.
It's rampant.
Yeah.
Absolutely rampant.
Constantly cleaning the house.
Totally.
I know a person in particular who's
Yes.
like that. Not me, but a lady.
I wish I was like that. I wish I had 10% of someone crazily cleaning. I wish I had 10% of them. I don't.
Marry
yeah.
them. Marry them.
That's why I love you, Monica. Monica's my cleaner. Yeah, anyway. So. My best friend. If Jason ever leaves me, it's you, Monica. Anyway.
But it's being able to get out of that hypervigilance,
Yeah.
of that doing. And look, I've been like that the bulk of my life. I was adopted from birth. So with that, I had that hypervigilant. I'm not safe. Like, where the hell was my mother? You're not my mother.
Yes.
Of course, it's pre-verbal, but it locks in the body.
Absolutely.
So, but any sort of trauma, your parents divorcing when you're little.
Yeah.
Research is still out. Why does some trauma stay in the body and some doesn't? What, in this process, it moves it. You don't have to go back into story. That's what I love.
And I suppose that's the thing, because I often you can see if something is still affecting someone. As soon as they start talking about the loss of their mother 12 years ago, or their parents breaking up when they were 8 years old, or, an ex who, you can see it in their eyes, you can see it in their body language, you can see that it still has a physical reaction.
Yes.
Absolutely. Those are the things that if you can't talk about it still, without emotion, it's still affecting you.
And so with this process, after the 3 sessions, not that I get people to do this, but if I ask them to write a little bit about the stress of the different events, before they do this process, it'd be very emotional, it could trigger them and bring up stuff. Once they do this process, if they had to write about it again, I don't get people to do this, but if they did, it'd be writing a list. Oranges, apples, milk.
Yeah.
The charge has gone out.
Yeah.
But some people even aren't aware of the events that they've lived, how it affects them.
And quite often they're not aware because they don't discuss it.
Yes.
They're those people who have just buried it under the carpet and they really won't bring it up. How often do you have those family members?
That's the old tradition of the stiff upper lip, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Push on regardless.
Absolutely. It's a bit like a suitcase.
Men
and you
don't
filled
cry.
it and filled it and filled it. And they come to me because actually I can't get anything else in that suitcase because it's so damn full.
Yeah, and there's so much research these days that chronic illness like cancer and heart disease and things like that can be linked with emotional gear.
Absolutely.
So there's one German researcher who basically finds those traumas and he can link specific types of traumas in the brain to specific types of illnesses in the body.
Oh, definitely.
So it's, the research is coming that says, sweeping it under the mat isn't the best option these days.
And generations prior to me, and my generation too, I guess, that's what you did. You pushed on.
Exactly. And I think that's one of the things, like the book that you've written, Full Esteem Ahead, great name for a book. So when did you start writing it and why?
Good question, and we've only got a short amount of time, so I'll make it very quick. Look, I knew I had a book in me, and I wrote it, 6 years I've done women's workshops at the Redland Centre for Women, a
Yes.
workshop called Live Your Best Life. And self-esteem, it's teaching women how to, people, not women,
Yeah.
people, how to go within and validate themselves and fill up their own self-esteem. We're taught from a very young age to look outside of ourselves. I have very low self-esteem, so that book is what I have done to fill up my self-esteem. It's also a tribute to my brother who committed suicide.
Oh, darling. Yeah.
Yes, he had low self-esteem.
Yeah.
So it is doable. You've just got to start. You've got to start learning how to fill up your own self-esteem.
Yeah.
And not get it from people out there.
I might be wrong. Can I just, personally, I know that I had low self-esteem when I was a kid as well. And part of it was probably because my dad was an alcoholic, but that may or may not have had a big impact on it. But nonetheless, he was. And so I know that when I first started standing up for myself, and it was probably in my 30s, it always came across as being angry because I had to really get a huge amount of emotion going on inside of me before I could speak my truth or speak my mind. So then people would say, stop being angry with me, and I'd go, oh my God, you have no idea how close I am to tears at this moment.
Yes.
It's all I can do just to say these words at the moment. So for people who are terrified, which I was, of speaking my truth, speaking my mind, standing up for myself, what would you say to them? Read your book.
And the title of the book is Full Steam Ahead.
Yeah, full of steam ahead.
It's got
yeah.
fantastic tools.
And it looks like a very easy read too.
And that's why I did
Yeah.
it. It's the metaphor of a train. Having a self-belief and a self-trust, that's your engine, and then there's carriages.
Yeah.
So understanding your thinking and forgiveness and love and loving self-worth, and
Yeah.
it's just recognising, okay, my self-esteem, because we don't want to go there.
Yeah.
We really don't, and we wait till crisis
Yes.
until we actually look at it. I as a counsellor, very much, I'm very driven. My vision, my purpose is to empower people to live a full, fantastic, fabulous life. And if you've got some baggage, let's move it.
Yeah.
It's
I think
doable.
it'd be a very good book, I think, for because we talk about the poor Vietnam vets who came back and
Yeah.
bottled up their problems, and later, many years down the track, these problems surfaced. Now it appears too that servicemen and women from Iraq and Afghanistan are coming home with similar problems.
Exactly.
And a good book to pick up. Available at any bookshop there, Helen?
No, on my website.
On the website.
Or give me a call and we can just do it over the phone. I can send it out to you. But yeah, on my website,
Yeah.
it's on there.
So the website is www.powerofchange.com.au. Yeah. So, but you can call us at New Leaf to grab Helen's details, and you could call here in at Bay FM
Bay
to grab
FM will
Helen's
pass
details.
on
And,
details,
yeah, no, that's been fantastic. Thank you so much.
I thoroughly enjoyed
It's
it.
it's going to be interesting to see, you know, because I'd love to keep in contact about hypnotherapy people if I send people your way, and sort of chatting through to them what changes they've made, because gee, people with PTSD and chronic anxiety
That's right.
can be challenging to move.
Totally. And get to a place where they feel safe and they can just be. It's so different.
Yeah.
Well, Helen, thanks very much for dropping. Very, very interesting.
Thank you
Must
very
have
much
you
for
back.
having me.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
look, I'll give you my card, because if you need an assistant counsellor, I'm more than happy
Fantastic.
Years of experience.
to worldly experience. Thanks, Helen.
Thank
We'll be
you.
back with Madonna Guy here at Bay FM with Bay Health right after this.